Here we go. Hi, everybody. Carson Meredith here on a Saturday night. I almost said Sunday night. I'm getting ahead of myself. It's 7:15. I hope you're well. Hope you've had a good weekend. How about the sunshine? Well, at least for most of you, you were lucky enough to get some sun this afternoon. If you live south of Louisville, though, your luck really wasn't on your side with that sunshine. Those clouds held tough. As we expected, those clouds were going to take forever to get a move on, and we're still waiting on them to clear out tonight. But they will eventually, and we will all be treated to a lot of sunshine on Sunday. But all eyes, of course, are on Thanksgiving week. I'll give you an update on where things stand for the entire week, early, middle, and late next week, what it might mean for your holiday plans. Let's jump into it. We'll start things off with where we're at tonight. That, of course, the live view of downtown from our SkyTrack camera. Beautiful sunset. About, hour and a half ago. We're getting closer to that earliest sunset of the year, by the way, which is usually right before Christmas. That sunset's at like 5:20, something like that. I think tonight is around 5:25. So early sunsets are the norm for a few more months, obviously. 51 our current temperature in Louisville. We were stuck in the 50s all day because that colder air has moved in as our weather maker that caused all the issues this week finally got to move on. And you notice most of us are still in that upper 40s, low 50s range tonight. Southern Indiana actually a tick cooler up towards North Vernon. We're at 44, 46 in Seymour, 49 in Salem, 47 in Corydon. We mentioned it's 51 here in town, 50 in LaGrange. There's more 40s down in Kentucky too. Like 48 in Shelbyville, 45 in Bardstown, E-Town, still at 50 down towards Mumfordville, Campbellsville, and Columbia. So a little bit of a cool November night, and that cooler air is going to be sticking around. It's going to get even colder as we head towards Turkey Day itself on Thursday. So we still got a few clouds out there tonight. I do expect most of those clouds to move out as the night goes on. So we'll call it clear, mostly clear. You get the idea. But with a mostly clear sky, a slightly calmer wind, and all that moisture in the ground, you guys know what that means. We got that risk for some patchy fog tonight. Now, I'm focused more on our far southern counties for that fog overnight tonight. Here's the reason why. If you live down into Greene, Taylor, Adair County, up towards Hart County, even Grayson, Hardin, and Nelson County, the clouds took forever to move out today, right? Well, that means that the ground didn't have a lot of time to dry up. The roads are still kind of damp. All the wet leaves are still stuck on the road, right? So all of that moisture that's still hanging around, be it in the air or in the ground, is going to allow for that fog to be just a little more dense further to the south overnight tonight. So you notice around 5 o'clock in the morning, the worst spots are in our southern counties, our far southern counties. Greene, Taylor, Adair, Hart, Grayson, LaRue, Marion. You guys will likely have the worst of the fog tomorrow morning. Might see those visibilities around a quarter mile. So going to be a little bit murky tomorrow morning. Now, there could still be some fog elsewhere in wave country. Don't get me wrong. In fact, this particular model suggesting maybe a little bit of fog in southern Indiana near sunrise tomorrow morning. I think that's more just a few passing clouds than anything. But we still can't rule out some patchy fog elsewhere. It's just my main focus is going to be way down here in our far southern counties for that fog. So bottom line, if you're out early tomorrow morning, right before or just right after sunrise, I'd say like 6 to 8, 9 o'clock, just make sure you're careful. Low beam headlights on, take it slow. It's not a racetrack, and you'll be just fine with that fog. It'll lift pretty quickly as the morning goes on tomorrow. High temps, not bad on your Sunday, right at 60 here in Louisville, slightly cooler to the north in the mid to upper 50s. I think a lot of you in Indiana will probably be around 57, 58 tomorrow. Further to the south, maybe a tick warmer, maybe 61 for a few of you further south. But in general, we'll be on either side of 60. A really, really nice day on Sunday. Lots of sunshine to enjoy. I emphasize that because we've got more rain to talk about. But first, let's see who's here tonight. Karen is here. What was that strange light blue color in the sky, right? It was It was a streak of 89 consecutive hours. You may have seen it on the Wave Weather social media pages earlier. 89 straight hours here in Louisville where the sky was either mostly cloudy or overcast. That's a pretty long streak. Happens all the time this time of year, but that's almost 4 straight days of cloudiness. So glad it's over. That is for sure. Anita's here. It did turn out to be a nice afternoon. Not bad, not bad. ZK's here. Ashley is here. Dale's asking about the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. Well, we have runaway balloons. I'll be honest with you, Dale. I have not had the chance to look at New York's forecast yet. The wind's always a concern with those balloons, just like it is with the Pegasus Parade here, right? So I'll take a look at that tonight, and I'll get back to you tomorrow with an update. How about that? Which, by the way, you can watch the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade on Wave Thursday morning, as you guys know. Many of you know. Yeah, Karen talked about that weird blue sky we had today. Tina's here. Ohio Valley Storm Chasing is here. See, YouTube's messing me up with showing your handles now instead of your actual names. That's frustrating me. Oh, well, that's what it is. Angela's here. Hey, Cameron. Saturday night story time about how much we want snow next week. Here's a good tease I'll give you guys, because I got to talk about rain first. The snow chance is lower now than it was 5 days ago for next week. But the chance isn't 0 yet. All right? I'll leave it there. David's here. Hello, hello. Braden, how we doing? Let's see. Blue's here. Nathan, white Thanksgiving incoming? No. Oh, there you are, Jason. I knew that was you, but gosh, it's annoying. I appreciate it, Jason. Thanks. But no, there is not a white Thanksgiving incoming. In fact, Thanksgiving itself actually looks pretty dry, albeit cold. Let's focus first on rain for the early part of next week. This is going to be our next big weather maker rolling in. This will be Monday evening, but especially Tuesday. There hasn't been a ton of change with this particular system rolling through. This is going to be, for all intents and purposes, the system that ushers in that colder air for Thanksgiving weekend itself. So here we go, 10 o'clock Monday night. You can see the leading edge of that moisture starts to move in. During the day on Monday, it's going to be cloudy again. Not a lot of sunshine on Monday, but a lot of the day is dry, which is good. It's not until Monday, really around dinner time, when those rain chances start to go up. Even then, we won't see much until 10 or 11 o'clock Monday night. But as we go later into Monday night, you see on Futurecast that rain becomes more widespread. And there will be a few pockets of heavier downpours too. And there may also be some thunder. We are not worried about severe weather at this point. We'll monitor it, but I don't see a huge severe concern at all right now. The timing, though, could be a concern. This is 7 o'clock Tuesday morning. That's when the rain's really its most widespread, is early on Tuesday. And that's also when the risk for heavier downpours is at its highest. So we'll watch that closely for morning commute impacts on Tuesday, because a lot of you are still going to work and school on Tuesday. I think Tuesday's the last day of school for a lot of districts next week before Thanksgiving. So we'll watch the morning commute closely. As we get later into the afternoon, there will still be some showers around at minimum, but the bulk of the steady rain is starting to slide eastward. And that timing's been pretty consistent for a while now, to where the most soaking rain is early on Tuesday, and later into the afternoon, we see that rain coverage drop. We do not dry out Tuesday afternoon. We don't dry out. I want to make that clear. But there may be a few more breaks in the rain Tuesday afternoon. So with that said, if you are traveling, if you're getting an early head start on your holiday travel plans Tuesday afternoon, Tuesday evening, just pack your patience a little bit. It's not going to be a full-on downpour. At least right now, it doesn't appear to be that way. But the roads will be wet. Visibility will probably be pretty crummy what was it? Wednesday this week, we had that drizzle, really reduced visibilities. It might be that same kind of vibe as we head into Tuesday afternoon and Tuesday night. So just be prepared for that. If you're heading out of town on Tuesday afternoon or Tuesday night, as soon as you get off work and the kids get out of school. We get into Wednesday. You can see another dose of light showers moves in along a cold front. So Wednesday will be cooler. We go from about 60 on Tuesday to 50 if we're lucky on Wednesday. And the cold front itself will still have that chance for a few lighter showers, but it's not going to be as steady or as heavy as Tuesday. The big story with this Wednesday front, once it gets a move on, is the cold air that comes behind it. That's the big story for Thanksgiving itself this year. For your travel plans on Wednesday, a lot of you probably heading out on Wednesday if you are heading out of town. Other than that small shower chance, it's just going to be the cool air that you'll have to contend with. Up towards Indianapolis, it'll be in the low 40s. Wednesday will be in the mid 40s in St. Louis. If you're heading east on Wednesday, anywhere east of here, really, it could be messy with the cold front. You could have some rain over the Appalachian Mountains up into Pennsylvania and New York. May have some showers still along the Carolina coastline as well. Look at those temperatures, by the way, further south. Man, oh man. 71 in Charlotte Wednesday, 78 in Charleston. A little bit of a warmer Thanksgiving down there, or day before Thanksgiving, I suppose. But I do not expect to see any major travel issues on Wednesday, which is usually one of the busier days, right? So that's very good. Just much cooler. And there will be a bit of a breeze on Wednesday too. Nothing alarming, 15, maybe 20 miles per hour, but that's about it. So that's where we stand for traveling heading into the holiday weekend. Tuesday looks pretty nasty. Wednesday looks better weather-wise. It'll be busier, but weather-wise it looks better. We get into Turkey Day itself on Thursday. Woo, look at that high temperature. Hasn't really changed a ton. I bumped it up a couple degrees with a high of 42. That's really about all I can give you guys at this point. It's going to be a chilly Turkey Day this year. It continues to trend dry. Just to be on the safe side, I want to wait until we get a little closer in time to where we get maybe some slightly better data to completely say that Thanksgiving is dry. So that's why that 10% chance is still there, but I don't see anything at this point wet or wintry on Thanksgiving Thursday. It's just going to be chilly and a little breezy again as well. That'll be a cool breeze for Wednesday, Thursday, and even into Black Friday. I have some wind chills in the 30s at times. Speaking of 30s, I think some of you outside the city could wind up in the upper 30s for high temperatures on Thanksgiving Day, especially in southern Indiana. So it's going to be a cold Thanksgiving. Keep the turkeys warm, but it does not look to be messy. In fact, we may have a good bit of sunshine on Thanksgiving Day this year, which is not bad at all. All right, let's jump to the 10-day, and I'll get to some of your comments and questions. We focused on the first half of the 10-day. I don't have any other maps tonight for the rest of the 10-day because it's still a little early in the ball game, but we'll spend some time talking about the end of Thanksgiving weekend here in a second. A few more comments here while we wait on that. Let's see. David, so you're still saying there's a chance. I'm still saying there is a chance for some wintry mischief for Thanksgiving weekend. Not the day itself, but maybe the weekend. That's what we'll talk about as we close out tonight. Courtney's here. Laureen, thank you. Happy Thanksgiving to you and yours as well. Let's see. ZK, did you say Sunday was going to be sunny and dry in the morning? Are you referring to, if you're referring to tomorrow morning, ZK, yes. We will be dry tomorrow morning. The only issue we have tomorrow morning is that fog, mainly south of Louisville. That's the only concern tomorrow. Otherwise, once that fog lifts, it's going to be a beautiful day, sunny, 60. Can't ask for much better. Really, really nice day tomorrow. Courtney really wants to snow. I know a lot of you guys are getting anxious. All the Bots fans are getting anxious. It'll happen eventually. You guys know it will. Missy can deal with the cold, just doesn't want the snow. See, there's two sides to every story. Some of you guys are just chomping at the bit for some snow, and some of you are like, no, we can wait a little while longer. Shonda's here tonight. Was that at Light Up Jeffersonville tonight? Right. It was pretty nice out. Yeah, not bad at all for that. All these light up events, the weather's always touch and go, right? Some years it's great. Some it's not so much. Let's see. Austin, hello. Got plans Monday morning until early afternoon. Any rain? Not during that part of the day on Monday, Austin. It doesn't look like it. I think early Monday is dry. It'll be cloudy. You might look up and it looks like it's about to just open up. The skies are just going to open up, but it's really not until Monday evening when those rain chances start to go up. Hope that makes sense. Courtney doesn't see snow on the 10-day. Well, here's the catch, Courtney, and for everybody else out there. Let's focus on not tomorrow Sunday, but next Sunday, okay? Towards the end of the 10-day. Again, I don't have maps tonight. I will tomorrow. But there has been this consensus for a while now that there will be another storm system rolling through in the early part of December, like December 1st or 2nd, that Monday or Tuesday after Thanksgiving that you see on the 10-day. The models have sped up that system just a little bit to where it may move in next Sunday, maybe next Saturday night, like a week from tonight. Sped it up quite a bit looking over the data today. I'm not going to bite on that trend completely just yet. I did ramp up the rain chances for Sunday in particular, but that's all. I don't want to go too crazy on it right now. But depending on a lot of other factors, the speed of the system, the time the precipitation arrives, and the temperatures, there is a window of opportunity, not a big one at this point, but there is a window of opportunity for maybe a few flakes with that system at the end of the 10-day. So not Monday night and Tuesday, the end of the 10-day here. Towards the end of Thanksgiving weekend, there's a small window that may still be open for a few flakes to fly, especially during the evening and overnight hours, potentially as early as next Saturday night, 1 week from tonight. Don't get too excited. The models are still all over the place with how that first week of December is going to play out. We may come back here tomorrow night and I'll be talking about how the trend is to keep the rest of Thanksgiving weekend completely dry instead of bringing that rain in next Sunday. But if anything, right now it just looks like perhaps a few snowflakes mixing in with rain. That's about it. But stay tuned. We'll see if that trend holds. We will see. So yeah, the end of the 10-day, that's kind of the system we're watching. And there's also questions as to, do we have multiple waves move through? Like we get one wave through and then a little break, 24 hours, and then another wave? Or is it a consistent stream of moisture that starts next Sunday, goes into the following Monday, the following Tuesday? That's kind of a wait and see game too. Models have been really struggling with day 7 onward recently. So a lot of adjustments, lots of fine tuning to come at the end of the 10-day as we head into the first week of December. So patience. Patience is a virtue, my friends. We'll get snow eventually. It's still November. We got plenty of time. But that's what we'll be watching by the end of the holiday weekend. The holiday itself looks good. It looks cold, but it looks dry. Black Friday, same story. Looks cold, but looks dry. There was still that potential for a little disturbance to scoot through Friday night. Models have really backed off of that today. So I'm leaning towards a dry forecast for both Thanksgiving and Black Friday at this point. It'll be the end of the holiday weekend that we'll have to watch, it appears. next Saturday night and then to next Sunday. So 7-8 days away. That, if we're going to have any trouble for the weekend itself, would be then. All right. Hopefully that makes sense. By the way, Thanksgiving morning, Black Friday morning, and next Saturday morning, we'll have overnight lows in the 20s too. So I don't know if people still go out and sit outside stores on Black Friday morning. I never did that. But if some of you still do, you got to dress warmly on Friday morning because it will be cold. Lows in the 20s and a little wind to contend with too. So a chilly setup for Thanksgiving weekend this year. Hopefully that all makes sense. I'll take a page from Be Good's playbook. Type 3 if you're good. Type 3 if that all made sense. All right. We'll go through some questions and comments. Let's see. Where are we here? Okay. Austin, I just don't want severe weather outbreaks or tornadoes. Nothing like that anytime soon. Now, the pattern is going to be active, like we talked about the first week of December. And while there is that chance there could be some flakes mix in time to time, generally speaking, we're looking at a warmer trend through the first week of December. A lot of you have seen the buzz on social media that there was a huge cold blast coming, and it still is. But there was a lot of anticipation that it would be the first week of December. It's getting a little bit delayed, bit by bit. It may not be until the second week of December before that colder air really takes control. So that could leave the door open for some storms at minimum the first week of December, but nothing screams severe right now. Hopefully that trend will hold. Let's see. Anita, snow is not bad until you have to drive in it. Yes, and that's why I'm not a huge fan of it anymore. I used to love it when I was a kid. I was a JCPS kid, so back then, you all remember, it was nearly impossible to get JCPS out of school with a snow day. So I always rooted for snow when I was a kid. Now, not so much. I got to be in the real world with it. Braden, any potential alert days for the holiday week? Tuesday could become one depending on the timing of the rain. If that rain is heavy during the morning rush, that could be a problem. If the heavy rain slows down to where it's an issue for the evening rush, that could be a problem. But it would be more impacts for rush hours on Tuesday, no severe weather. And then it's just too early to say about the long term. So nothing screams red at this point, which is good. No heavy snow anytime soon. Not from what I'm seeing. Not from what I'm seeing, Austin. Courtney wants 18 inches of snow. Definitely not that anytime soon. Shonda, my daughter's driving home from Southeast Tennessee tomorrow. How's the weather for that? Should be fine. It should be fine. Quiet. Maybe a little more cloud cover south that down to our south. That's about it. Should be fine. No big deal. Let's see. Jeremy, hello on YouTube. Is December looking above normal for precip? Let me see if I can find the map. I don't have it in my show tonight. I think I can pull it up real quick. Of course, I don't have it. Hang on. I will tell you, Jeremy, the first week of December does look to trend wetter than normal. Does that mean snow? Not really. It really just means just rain. And there could be a few instances where we have widespread, potentially heavy rain, maybe a few storms to contend with. See Wavy giving us a heads up that we're already seeing some fog developing. So we'll pull that map up here in a second. Let's talk about the precip outlook. Since Jeremy posed that question, you notice this goes through the first week of December, and there's basically a bullseye right over wave country to where it's most likely to see wetter than normal conditions. So again, I do expect to see multiple waves of, at minimum, rain with maybe a few storms. It'll just be, is that moisture still around when the colder air moves in? Can we get a little bit of wintry action at the end of each of those waves? And it's just too early to say at this point. But it does look wetter than normal for the first week of December. So that's where we are at this point. All right, lots of threes. We all good? We all good? Angela, you're good? Cool. 2.9 plus 0.1, that equals 3. I'll take it. Let's see. All right. David, we're spending Thanksgiving weekend in Columbus, Ohio. Any snow expected there? I will say up towards Columbus, there may be kind of like these streams of moisture that try to give you guys a few snowflakes from time to time. But that would be more of an issue up towards Cleveland and Toledo as much as Columbus. So nothing really screaming snow at this point, David, for Columbus next weekend. For now, that could still change. 10 days coming back up. There you go. Braden, so do you think my guess for December 6th for the Snow Guess contest still has a chance? Yeah. I mean, it's a warmer pattern. The colder air is still getting a little delayed day by day. So the first week of December does look warmer now than it once did. But that doesn't mean that we're not going to see any snow. It'll be tough, but we may have something. So I wouldn't give up just yet, Braden. Still in the game. Still in the game. All right. Let me show you the visibility map one more time. Forgive me, guys. I'm sorry. I'm all over the place tonight. But I do want to mention that fog may already start to develop in a few spots. And again, most of the fog tonight is going to be across our Kentucky counties, specifically south of the parkways. But as we pull up the Viz map, yeah, you can already see some of those spots, especially south of the city, where the clouds held on a little longer. That fog is developing right over Nelson County, Bardstown, visibility down to a half mile. So there you go. We'll be dealing with that through the night. And that's really the only issue we do have to deal with tonight and into your Sunday. Really nice day shaping up once we get that fog out of here. A few more comments and we'll wrap it up. Actually, just one more, it looks like. Angie's heading to Dallas to watch the Chiefs-Cowboys game on Thanksgiving. That's awesome. I haven't had the chance to look at Dallas's forecast yet. Obviously, their stadium now is a dome, so if there's any weather issues, they don't have to worry about that. Or it's a retractable roof. So if there's any weather issues down that way, they don't have to worry about it in the game. But I haven't had the chance to look at their weather yet, Angie. I'm sorry. I've been so focused on what's happening here in Wave Country because while we get a little break, there's still some busy times ahead. So we'll keep an eye on that stuff towards the end of the holiday weekend into December. Nothing to get too excited about right now, but I know some of you guys are ready for snow, and we'll see what happens. All right, that's going to do it for tonight, guys. Quick note, we literally have college football on Wave, on the main Wave channel until about 2 o'clock in the morning. Why? We don't know. We don't make those calls. So if you want to watch our newscast tonight at 11 p.m., you can watch that online on our streaming platforms, on the Wave News app, wave3.com, Wave Now on your smart TVs. That's where you can watch us at 11 o'clock tonight because we've got college football on Wave TV until 2 a.m. for some reason. But if you're not going to watch us tonight, no worries. Sleep well. We'll be back here tomorrow night. And hopefully we get a little more clarity on the end of Thanksgiving weekend as we get closer. All right, guys, that's it for now. Appreciate you stopping by. Have a great rest of your Saturday night, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.